Good morning, good morning. Welcome to today's live. Good morning and a very warm welcome to today's live where I am going to be talking about selling. It is such a juicy topic for all of us who are running our businesses. And as I said in the description, you understand as the smart entrepreneurial woman that at the root of your success is your ability to sell more. And if you aren't currently hitting your income goals, if you're not currently growing, if you are stuck at generating the same level of income, it is highly likely that you are not selling enough of your awesome packages. It could also do with your pricing, but this is all a real similar conversation, and that's what I really want to talk about today, because I don't see an awful lot of people talking about selling. Talk about creating courses, which is amazing, and all of those and launching. However, we're not really seeing a lot of conversations about selling. And you can have all the best courses, resources in the world, but if you have got some blocks around selling, it's going to make it really difficult for you to go out there and call your awesome clients in. And I understand the reasons why people do not feel comfortable about selling. We're going to explore the real reasons today that are stopping you from selling. So I've done a lot of work on myself and with my clients over the last 7 years, really to understand, what are those blocks, what are those reasons, what are the excuses that we're coming up with that are stopping us from going out there and calling in more clients, more money, and more success. So let me just introduce myself. I'm Rachel Smith, the host here in Awesome Women in Business, and I am a transformational business coach, marrying up mindset and business strategy and supporting hundreds of women to transform their mindset and for them to go on and generate consistent months of high income. This is the work I love. I love working with women who are deeply passionate about what it is that they do, and they are showing up and they're taking the work forward, but there is a block. There is something that's stopping them from actually achieving the results, getting the results that they want. When you start to work on their mindset, when you start to understand what those blocks are and work on them, this is when the magic happens. And then that's when you can get into, the strategy and taking action. And then everything just starts to happen and work really seamlessly and very gracefully. And this is the work that I love. So we're going to be talking about what is truly stopping you from selling. And there are two reasons. There are two significant reasons that when you actually pull back the curtains and you dive a little bit deeper about the reasons why you're not going out there and selling as frequently, consistently, and with the energy that you that would actually generate the results that you want, there are two significant reasons why you are holding yourself back in some way, and you may be doing this consciously or unconsciously. The first reason is fear. And that is a fear of selling. And that feels really real. Does that fear? Does that fear that people will judge you, that people won't like you, that people won't buy from you? There's a real fear that you will lose people from your email list, from your Instagram feed, from wherever you're showing up in the world, that people will leave you. There's a real fear that people will have an opinion about what you are selling and how much you are selling it for. And there's a real fear that that selling is icky, that selling is somehow really, really spammy. So there's a real fear about selling. Some of those fears are also about understanding your true worth and being paid for it. There's also industries where people believe that because you've got these skills that you shouldn't be paid for those skills, or that you should give that stuff away for free, or that there's a kind of an amount of money that is the norm for you to sell your services, products at. So there's an awful lot of fear wrapped up in selling. What will people think of me going out there? What if people don't buy from me? So just sit with those for a little bit and actually acknowledge what comes up for you in this. This is really important for you to create this time right now, for you to consider all of the reasons why you're not currently selling related to fear. There may be some other fear-based reasons that I haven't summarised there, but fear is massive for women in selling. I've talked about this a lot before, is that it's really important for women to feel safe, but actually stepping out there and selling can actually feel really, really unsafe for women to do that, based on all of those things that could happen, might happen, perhaps have happened in the past. And that's another really important aspect to think about when it comes to fear, is that when you're looking at fear in relation to selling, is understanding what is the past history that you have with regard to selling. So have you been sold to in a really unethical way, or perhaps you've tried selling and it hasn't worked particularly well for you, and therefore you've got this story running that actually feeds into the fear and tells you it's true. The second significant reason that women are holding themselves back from telling the world what amazing, brilliant products and services they have and how they can help them transform, that is your world, is the belief that they are not good enough. So this happens all the time. It doesn't matter how often you've been in business, it doesn't matter what kind of business you have, but women have this big fear that they are not good enough. And that shows up in procrastination, feeling overwhelmed, playing small, taking small actions, having small vision. But it's so important to recognise where in your business, and you can do it in your life as well, but where in your business are you telling yourself that you're not good enough? I see a lot of women, and I've done it myself, like buying more courses, getting more qualifications, waiting until everything's perfect before they've gone out there and told the world what they've got. And it just as like a little story for you, when I did this work on changing my mindset and realising the importance of having a unshakable belief, and that comes from having a mindset practice, when I created that in 2016, I really decided to be really playful in my business, and I sold all the time. I broke all the rules with regard to selling. So they only tell you to sell, the experts will only tell you to sell one thing at a time. Well, in 1 week, I was selling 3 things, and it was really good fun. It was high energy, it was exciting, but with those 3 things, I may have not have had a sales page for them. I may have just had some like, this is what you're going to get, this is how you can work with me. And it didn't matter, because the belief was there, because my frequency was there, because my audience was with me. They didn't care if there was a website, they didn't care if there was a sales page, they didn't care if I was running a launch. They understood what it is that I had, and they knew that they wanted it. So if you are stuck in the moment of getting to the end of another month, as we are now, and look back, have you generated more sales this month? Have you increased your profit? What have you been promoting? And if you're sat there with all these surface level excuses like, well, I'm waiting for my landing page, I'm waiting for my sales page, I'm waiting until Easter's over, you've got to recognise that these are surface level excuses, and these are things that are holding you back. But actually, if you uncovered what was really going on, you would probably come down to this belief that you, at this moment in time, are not good enough to go out there and tell your audience what you've got. So I told you that this subject is juicy. We're not going to look at things around the edges. We're going to get into the detail today, because these two reasons, these two beliefs, these two excuses that are like you're holding on to, that you've got real fear about selling and you're not good enough, are actually stopping you from going out there and growing your business. But what's more is that you're stopping your clients coming and finding you as well. And it's about accepting and taking some responsibility that as the CEO of your business, the only person who is responsible for selling is you. So if you are listening to this content and you're like, yeah, this is resonating with me, I recognize these things and I do these things, what I want to say to you is that it's your responsibility to actually figure out how you are going to work on these things. And don't worry, I'm going to give you some stuff to work on. I'm never just going to poke the beehive and say, this is the problem, now go and sort it out. I have got solutions for you. And yes, one of those solutions is a paid product. Of course it is. I'm going to walk my talk, aren't I? I'm going to demonstrate how easy it is to position an offer that is amazing, and it makes me feel great to tell people about this offer, because I really truly understand how transformational my offer is. And that is one of the things that you need to work on. So let's have a look at that second excuse, that I'm not good enough yet to go out and promote my services. My number one solution to that is to work on your belief. And it's about working on your belief about yourself. So if you're like, oh yeah, I hear you, and I've got I'll get around to working on myself, but I've got all these things that I've got to do in my business first. I've got all this action that I want to take forward in my business first. I absolutely want to recommend that you stop taking action in your business, because you can do all the action in the world, but if you haven't got that belief, if you, in the back of your mind, every time you work on something, you don't believe that you are good enough or ready enough, whatever excuse is going on for you, I want for you to understand that the most important thing for you to do right now is work on that belief. And it might take you a week, it might take you 2 weeks, it could take longer than that. But the most important thing is that you start to create that unshakable belief. Remember my story back in 2016 when I was just like, yeah, I'm just going to have some fun with this. I'm just going to be playful in my business. I'm going to go out there and just sell a ton of stuff. And it worked. I generated my first 5K week, and it felt really exciting. You know, who knew that you could generate 5K from no sales page and just being energetically aligned to your audience, your offer, and for money coming into you? So that's how easy it can be. But if you keep hitting up against this pattern where you are not going out there and promoting your services because you believe that you are not good enough or you're not ready yet, work on yourself. It's working on your mindset, most definitely. It's clearing away the old stories that you're telling yourself about the fact that you're not good enough, or you're not ready enough, or you're not as good as somebody else. Really clear away those old stories. They're not serving you. They are not serving you. And they are just stories, and we'll touch on that in a little bit. Set yourself like a really clear intention. And we have still got a week left in March, so you could set yourself an intention that next week you're going to sell every day. How exciting would that be? set yourself an intention every single month. This is the work that I do with my clients. Every single month, at the end of that month, we spend time together over in the 5K Club, and my clients set goals, really clear goals, income goals, actionable goals for their business for the following month. And then we do EFT, we clear all the BS out that's holding them back, that's blocked them. So we do EFT, we clear everything out. And then we do some timeline therapy where I help them implant on their future timeline their goals, so that they're just waking up every day and they're doing it. And it works. So set an intention, clear out your excuses and old stories, get into alignment. This is a key one. Have a look at your business. Are there things that you actually have for sale? Either your products or your services? Are you fired up about it? If I invited you up here right now, could you talk about them enthusiastically for 5, 10, 30 minutes? If not, maybe it's time to let those go. Maybe it's time to evolve those things. But whatever you have in your business as a product or a service, you want to be deeply in alignment with that, so that you can get excited about it and that you can go out there and just, regardless of anything that's going on internally, is that you just keep showing up and telling people how freaking awesome it is. And the kind of fourth element to this is about being open to possibility. So sometimes when our businesses have got stuck, sometimes when we feel as if we've got stalled, instead of being open and expansive, that feels too much when you're coming from a place of lack. That can feel too scary, too vulnerable. So what happens is that we're still going around our business, we might even set some goals, but actually, because in the past these things haven't worked out for you, it could be that you've actually closed yourself down. You've closed down the possibility that you could generate more sales in your business. So you want to be working on, in terms of mindset, you want to be working on opening yourself up, like clearing those old stories, but opening yourself up, getting excited about the goals that you're aiming for. Will you achieve your income goals every month? Well, you'll never know if you don't set them. So open yourself up for possibility. So there's 4 aspects there: mindset, setting clear intentions, getting into alignment, and opening yourself up to the possibility of more. So that is your working on you part. And a big thing that I've been using in my business that really resonates with me and really resonates with my audience is affirmations. So this is a different thing to affirmations. So affirmations would be like a statement crafted in the positive, like I am a wealthy, successful woman. So people have affirmations. In fact, I have a tin of affirmations here. I can't bring it to shop there. Tin of affirmations there. However, if you are not consistently working on your mindset, if you haven't got that unshakable belief, sometimes we can say these affirmations, but actually it means nothing. It does not hit home. You're just saying them. You may have even just got into a habit of saying them. Perhaps you've got them stuck up as on post-it notes or on your notice board, something like that. So an affirmation is where you state that your intention as a positive question. And as human beings, we are hardwired to figure out questions, to figure out problems. And it bypasses that kind of need for unshakable belief. Obviously, you can build belief, and that is the thing that I really want you to do. But one of the things that really works are affirmations. So my affirmation around selling in this context would be something like, why is it so easy for me to show up and sell every day in my business? So just repeat that to yourself. Say it out loud if you can. Why is it so easy for me to show up and sell every day in my business? And let that sink in. Feels exciting, doesn't it? Okay, moving on. Let's talk about fear. Like, fear feels real, doesn't it? I have a fear of heights, and that feels really real. You should see me if we ever get to the top of a building with me. I'm like, oh my God, oh my God. But I understand from being an NLP practitioner and working on myself, working on my clients, I also know that I could work on my fear of heights. I know that. I understand what fear truly is, and also that you can change fear. So there's the book by Susan Jeffers, isn't there? Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway. Well, it is a case of doing that, I'm afraid, because let's unpick what fear is. And fear around selling is, it's a story. It's a story like from the past that you're projecting into the future. Just think about that for a moment. So all the time that you're sat in fear and judgment about yourself going out and selling, and be mindful also of that when you see other people selling, be mindful of the judgment thoughts that you think about that person. Like, they must be desperate, they were selling that last week. Oh God, how scammy is that? They just keep selling all the time. Every time I see something from that person, they're always selling. How desperate are they? Be careful about the judgments that you're making on others, because it's actually got absolutely nothing to do with that person. It's about how you feel about yourself and how you feel about selling. But it's got actually it's all to do with how you feel about yourself in that role. So fear is just a story, but they can feel so real. It's a story that you're projecting into the future about something that hasn't happened yet. So you're sabotaging yourself straight away. Like, I can't sell every day because fill in the blank. And that means that even though that the future hasn't happened yet, you're already stopping yourself from growing your business. You're stopping yourself from showing up. You're stopping yourself from making that new offer. You're stopping yourself going out there and getting into launch mode. And it's keeping you, this fear, these stories that you're telling yourself, are keeping you stuck. It's really powerful, this is, isn't it? And I'm not going to sit here in judgment. I'm not going to sit here in expecting you to berate yourself, because we know this. You've been told this enough times that fear is not real. But you will be saying, but fear is real. I feel the fear. And that's true. So one of the fast ways through fear, one of the pattern interrupters through your fear, is going to be this next part. And what you've got to remember is that everything you think about fear and feel about fear feels real because you keep feeding it. If it was a big hungry fire and you're just stoking it up all the time, so that fear continues to feel real. And you will continue to show that to the world, and it will continue to feel real for you. So there's got to be a pattern interrupter. There's got to be something that changes up how you think about you going out there to the world and selling more of your awesome products. So this is what you can do, is be really clear about what is on the other side of your fear. What will you achieve in your business, for your clients, for your loved ones, for yourself? What will you achieve on the other side of fear? So if you were able to pick fear up and just pop it to one side and actually just write down right now everything you desire, everything that, if you were going out there and generating more money from your business, what would the positive consequences of that be? Write that down now. Even if you're watching this recording, just press pause, write it down. Don't forget to come back. But think about everything that you desire, because everything you desire is actually on the other side of fear. And again, what you can do with mindset is really imprint your desires so strongly in your internal unconscious thoughts as something that you're all in for, and you're open to receiving. Remember what I said previously about opening up the possibility. So you become wide open to the possibility that everything you desire is coming your way. And you use your mindset tools, and I'll share some mindset tools for you in a minute that you can use. You use your mindset tools to program that in you. So yes, the fear might still come up, but what's going to come up stronger and more potently is your desire. So just think about that for a moment. Like, everything you desire is on the other side of fear. And then write down everything you desire that you would be receiving, experiencing, doing if fear had just been picked up and popped to one side. And then you need to use mindset tools to imprint that into your not your conscious mind. That's important, but it's in your unconscious mind. That's why with the members of the 5K Club, we do timeline therapy, because we're imprinting onto their future timeline their goals. So their unconscious mind just starts to look for the opportunities. It just starts to see things that it wasn't seeing before or allowing in. So you can just start saying yes to these things. How exciting is this? And I suppose my one request for you with this is that thinking about this is a big step for lots of women. It's a really big step to work on themselves. It's a really big step to accept that fear isn't real and that you could go out there and actually sell more in your business. I really understand that that's a really big ask. But what about if you just move the needle 1% every day towards selling more? So just imagine that needle every day, just 1% more, and you build that up. It's not going to take very long for that to be at 100%, is it? So every day you turn up in your business and you ask yourself this one question, is how can I move the needle 1% today? That's it. And that's what you do. So maybe that means that you turn up and you do a live. Maybe that means you reach out to a past client and you ask them what's going on for them right now. Or you follow up from somebody who's made an inquiry. Or if you've been tagged in a group as an expert, because somebody's looking for the skills that you do and you've never followed up, you go follow them up. Or you write your new offer out and you get frigging excited about it. Or you work on yourself. So that's what I want for you to think about, is like, how can you show up in your business and just move the needle 1% every day? It's cool, isn't it? It's not hard work. I think we're so programmed that it's got to be hard, and it's, we're not going to make progress unless we're stressed out and overtired and exhausted. It is about coupling your mindset to your actions, not the other way around. It's not about, well, I'll deal with this stuff, this mindset stuff, when I've got to this point. It's like you're never going to get to that point until you've worked on your mindset. So I hope you've enjoyed this. I'm sure you've got loads of aha moments from this. There was so much juice in here that I know that you're going to be able to work through this and get a lot of ahas. However, if you're like, yes, I understand and I've heard it and I'm accepting on a cellular level that I need to work on my mindset, and you don't want to be bothered about trawling through YouTube and finding something that resonates with you, is I have the perfect opportunity for you to actually work on your mindset for 14 days. So I have a 14-day 5K mindset course. It's a do-it-yourself course. You buy it, it pops into your inbox every day for 14 days, and you work on stuff and you look at fears, sabotage, money, showing up as your future self. It's all there. And the beauty of this 14-day course is you will experience some shifts. You will find tools and resources within the course that really resonate with you. And at the end of those 14 days, you just carry on. You either continue the course and you just repeat it, or you pull out certain aspects that really work for you. So I'll pop the details down in the comments box. It's currently for sale at a ridiculous price. I really want to encourage you to check this out, because working on your mindset is going to transform your business results. And I can speak about that from personal experience. So until next time, have a really fabulous time growing your business. And don't forget to go out there and sell more of your awesome products and services. Bye for now.